Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 29 of our All the Mods 9 to the Sky Let's Play series, where today we are starting to milk the wither. Yeah, you heard that right. We're not milking the cows. We are grabbing the udders of the milker and milking it. Let's get started. Welcome back, my friends, to another wonderfully rainy day here in the world of TheAndrata. I wish that there was like a rain stopper thing. You know, there used to be like in 1.12, there was like I can't remember what mod it was from, but there was like a rain thing that you could put that would stop rain from happening. I know I can game rule it and turn off weather effects and stuff. I guess it probably could. It doesn't hurt because there's no other weather that's taking place or anything like that. But anyway, rain, go away, come again, never another day. Anyway, today we're going to continue, finish off our expansion of, or our exploration of Industrial Foregoing by getting ourselves a wither milker and setting up a stasis chamber and experimenting with that and getting that going. So yeah, let's dive ourselves right on into it and begin. So in between episodes, I did absolutely nothing because I forgot what it was. Last episode, I said I was going to do. I do remember now. It's to move this stuff and rearrange this so I can get that in there, but I didn't do it, so it is what it is. I did do a little bit of micro crafting and stuff for us to get us things going for this episode, so we can, do the thing. So in order for us to get ether gas, that's our goal right now, is to get ourselves ether gas. We have to milk the wither, is what I like to call it. Essentially, what we need to do is we're going to get a fluid laser and a laser drill set up and place it over top of a wither and with a purple laser lens, and we get ether gas out of it. We're milking the wither, okay? We're sucking out its ether gas. I prefer milking over sucking out, so yeah, we're milking the wither. So in order to do so, we need a couple things, okay? First things first, as you saw, we're going to need to get this purple laser lens. Easiest way for me to do that is teach the dissolution chamber just how to make this thing. That way I don't have to worry about putting in the correct amounts of, latex and all that stuff. So we're just going to teach the system how to do that. It knows how to make purple dye. It knows how to make glass panes and all that stuff. So bada bing, bada boom, there we go. We have a purple laser lens. Now, we're going to need to know other lenses at some point for when we get into all the modium, so it doesn't hurt for us to have this. And actually, I think for all the modium, we put an all the modium block in there, but hey, whatever. Anyway, so we have our purple laser lens, takes care of that. So we're also going to need to get ourselves our laser drill and our fluid laser base. Luckily, the Andrata thought ahead, planned this out, prepped the stuff that we were going to need for this, or at least taught the system how to do it. So we're going to need to get ourselves one fluid laser base, and then we're going to want 4 laser drills. You can have more laser drills. If you need a lot of ether gas, it's recommended to make more, but we don't need more. We just need 4 to start ourselves out with, and probably all we're going to need, period. Because as we saw last episode, there's not really that much that's using ether gas anyway, so I'm not really super duper concerned that we're not going to be getting a lot of stuff out of this. So we have our laser base, we have laser drills. We're going to, do we want to get add-ons? I mean, does it hurt? No. So we're going to go ahead, we'll get 4 of you. We'll go ahead and get 4 of you. Retry. Okay, can you not freak out? 4 of you, please. Thank you. I don't understand where the issue was, but it was there. 4 of you, and then you're doing the thing, and you're doing the thing. So outside of that, the only other thing that we're going to need is some experimentation. Hey, we're going to need some power cables, so we'll grab those in just a moment. Let's grab, we'll grab some power cables. Pipes we can't do because we can't hook our thingies onto them, so we'll go ahead and get energy cables. We're going to need higher tiered ones. Spirited should be fine. And 14, we actually honestly may need some more of these. I know how to craft nitro ones. Let's just go ahead and get 32 nitro ones. At this point, wasting nether stars is not that big of a deal, but then that way we make sure we have enough of these. So we have the energy cables, the nitro tier, and the key piece of this puzzle is stasis chamber. The stasis chamber is what allows us to safely milk the wither without him destroying all of the stuff. So we're going to go ahead and grab our stasis chamber and wait for this advanced machine frame to finish its craft, because it's, the dissolution chamber is fast, but it's not super fast. But stasis chamber is our main key item. And if you take a look in the quest book, you can actually kind of see what we're working on at the moment is something like this. Okay. What I would like to do, I would like to see if I can't set this up inside of our hyperbox. What did I call that before? Arena. And if I can set this up inside of the hyperbox, we'll just leave it in a hyperbox and not ever have to worry about it again. We can move the hyperbox, like we don't have to do anything special. So if we can set this up in here, that would be my goal. The thing that I don't know is whether we can, does these thingies work cross-dimensionally, the ender gates. Now I know that the stasis chamber does utilize a lot of power. So we're going to go ahead and get a blazing tier and at least stick that. That'll get us 20,000 RF. And we can utilize this cross-dimensionally. However, you're going to notice I am stuck. I get slowness applied to me. It slows me down and I can no longer move. I can jump, but I can't move. So what we want to do is turn it off. We can see its working area, how large its area is, but we're going to just go ahead and turn it off. I like how this is echoey inside of here because we get stuck inside of this. So we need to make sure that when we turn this, when we're ready to utilize this, we aren't within its boundary range or anything like that. Okay. We could set up a lever or something on there if I wanted to, but I'll just leave it on pulse mode for now. And then I don't have to worry about it until such a time comes as I build the wither. Okay. So, we are going to have our wither. He's going to come in. We're going to build him. I'm not going to build him fully as of this moment, but I will go ahead and set up some of the key pieces to this. I'm going to go ahead and put this here. Because the wither is going to spawn in, and he's going to maintain his area. The skulls are going to go here. And so what I want to do right above that spot is put the fluid laser base. Okay. So when I summon the wither, he's just going to chill, and the fluid laser base is going to come on in here. We're going to go ahead and stick our purple laser lens in here. Now, the fluid laser base itself does not require power. It looks like it can take some of the add-ons, not speed. I'll hold off on those because these were intended to go into the laser drill. But I'll make another set for the laser base as well later. Go ahead and switch over to here. Now we can go ahead and set up the laser drills in the cardinal directions here. The important thing with the laser drills is they all need to be at least 1 block away. So we're going to set them up, and they need to face. You see how there's this little hole? It needs to face into the laser base. And as you can see, this one did not. Let's see if I do it from down here. I mean, that technically, nope, that didn't do it either. Now, we can rotate them, but that looks like it worked. I just need to, nope, see, that one's not working. Go. Come on. Don't be complicated, guy. The hole's down there. There we go. And then if I do this again and this, now we should be good. And you should see that particle effect indicating that it is working. Now you can expand this if you wanted to. I could put another one here, and then here and here and expand off this. You can actually make a cube and cover this whole thing. As long as you see the particle effects, everything's going to be working great. So we have this going. We do need to get power into all these guys, which is why we got our energy cables. So we're going to go ahead and power all of these. They can be quite hungry on power. I believe it's something like 2,000 RF per tick. So just something to keep in mind. You are going to use a lot of power if you set this up in the same way, which is kind of sort of the only way. So yeah. And just for symmetry's sake, I'll go ahead and put that there. We're going to go ahead and we'll grab a spirited ender gate. That should be more than enough power for this, and set that there. Now we have power inside of all these. We can go ahead and give them their upgrades, and upgrades. So we got that going. And now we kind of sort of have everything that we need to get this going. And what I want to do is go ahead and say my outputs. We're going to turn everything else off, except for the top. We're going to push out to the top. And then what I want to do is get myself a quantum entangler porter and pop that bad boy on top here. Now, this will be the first time that you guys have actually seen the quantum entangler porters, so I want to point out exactly how I set these up. The first thing that I do whenever I set up a quantum entangler porter setup is make one of them. I come in here and the sides are, as you can see, all automatically pre-configured. I don't like that. I like my sides to do nothing. I want nothing to do nothing, or everything to do nothing. So what I do is I come in here and I clear everything out, and then I make myself one of these fancy configuration cards. You shift right click to program it, and it pulls the information from here. And now what I can do is copy that information to any other quantum entangler porter. I like them to have nothing set because who knows what block I'm going to set them next to in the future. And if it gets set next to something and then fluid gets in there and then it just becomes complicated, I don't like that. So if we take a look inside of this quantum entangler porter, you're going to see everything is configured. But if I come over here and I now right click with the configuration card, it injected that configuration and everything got cleared out. Okay. So what we have here is a liquid. I know it's called ether gas, but it is a liquid. So we're going to allow the input from the bottom. And now everything that comes into here will get sucked into or pushed into the quantum entangler porter. And it's going to be set to the ether gas input network. Generally, I usually only have inputs on these because I use AE or refined to handle the storage outputs. But just in case ever needed, I leave myself, I call it ether gas input in case I want to do an output net channel and have fluid move or something like that. I have that capability. But yeah, I think we're good to go ahead and get this thing set up. Like, there should be nothing else that stops us from getting this going. So what I want to do is go ahead and turn on the stasis chamber. So now it is running. So again, if I got close to it, I would not be able to move. But if I go ahead and build my wither, you're going to see he's frozen. He's going to be noisy. He's going to be a pain, but he doesn't do his explosion. You can see he's not charging up for the explosion. He's not doing anything of that sort. I can come into here, and I definitely am going to want to claim the chunks and load the chunks. So now if I come into my fluid laser base, we have ether gas coming into here. And if we look inside of there, we already have 190 millibuckets of ether gas. Pretty simple. Like, it's not a complicated setup. The most important thing is that you make sure that you do not run out of power for your stasis chamber. If you run out of power, it uses quite a lot. 1,000 RF per tick. There you go. And these guys are using 1,000 RF. So currently with this setup where you're using 5,000 RF just for this setup, it can be a lot of power. But you're getting ether gas out of it. So it's pretty good. You can come up to the wither and everything. Just remember, you're going to get stuck and all that. Make sure that you don't let your wither out. Okay? Do not let the wither out. It has happened to me before. I was not paying attention. I changed my power setup in the base or whatever, and I let the wither out, and he destroys everything that's in here. So, like, just don't let it happen, okay? Make sure that you keep your power powered for this setup, okay? But other than that, yeah, we've got ether gas going. We can get out of here by coming here. We can go ahead and pick this up because it's in its own dimension. The hyperbox itself is just the key to get into it. So we don't need anything fancy. I can rename this, yes, to Wither Milker. I just need to go grab a level. And then we can, I mean, we honestly don't even, we can leave this in our system. Like, we don't actually need access to this at all. Wither Milker. Because again, this is just the key to get into the Wither Milker. So like, if we go in here, bam, everything's good. Okay. Is there a way to change your spawn point in a hyperbox? That would be the only thing I would like to do. But outside of that, bam, and we can shove Wither Milker away. We're good. So with that, now we can go ahead and get our quantum entangler porter set up. Now, I would like to move all my liquids over to here. Since this is going to be my storage area, I'd like to have the liquids chill over in this area because this storage controller can access everything up to these blocks here. And it'd be nice to have all of our storage in one area, including fluids. So I'm going to go ahead and place down a fluid drawer, and eventually we'll move the other things as well, the pink slime and the liquid meat and the water. But we'll bring this over here, and again, I want this to chill here. And then we're going to go ahead and get our quantum entangler porter. and we're going to set it up to be like so. Now that should be the back. That's the only thing that sometimes drives me crazy. But luckily now Mechanism shows you what block it's attached to, and it is the back, so that's great. We're going to go to ether gas input, set the channel. We're going to go to fluids. We're going to go to the drawer. We're going to output, auto eject, and we should now have ether gas showing up inside of here. Bind it to our drawer, and there we go. We'll now have ether gas. Show fluids, ether gas showing up in the system. Not a whole bucket yet, but we're getting there, and we don't need terribly too much of this stuff. So having it just auto fill up will be great. We can hold 4.5-ish thousand buckets, so can't complain there. And we can go ahead and shove these into there. Yeah, ether gas. Okay, let's go ahead and lock this so that we don't have to worry about anything coming into there. And then, yeah, and I can move those other drawers later. But yeah, now we got all of our liquids coming into here too. We can expand out this way if we end up with more liquids. I don't know that we will, but we have that capability now to do so. So now, if anything, I can go ahead, like I said, it's not 100% necessary, but I can go ahead and teach the system how to make these Supreme machine frames, and now we can craft these for anything that we would ever possibly need, which the only real major thing that uses these is the Wither Builder. And the Wither Builder just builds withers for you, and then you can make the Mob Crusher. This guy will kill the Wither in one shot, like just immediately deletes the wither and gets you nether stars. But again, we have nether star essence, so we don't have to worry about it. We can craft nether stars. So I have no need to actually craft the wither builder or anything like that. But we have it now in case it's needed. And we're pretty much done with industrial foregoing. I know I didn't click through all the quests like I could have. I did all of that. Like, what's stopping me? The pity machine frame. Let's go ahead and make a pity machine frame and see where that leaves me. Quest-wise, some of those things say loot bags, and I like loot bags. So, like, now that's new, right? They used to say random loot, but now it says loot bags. That's a new thing, isn't it? Industrial foregoing. Pink slime, liquid meat. I have both of those. I just need to go get buckets of them. And I don't even need to go anywhere to get buckets of them. I can just do this and this. Go back in. 920 and 1,000 buckets. It's pretty good. Okay, what else do we need industrial foregoing? Pink slime ingot. I don't want to make that. How about an advanced machine frame? How about just machine frame? We'll make a supreme machine frame. We'll make an advanced machine frame. We also said we wanted to make more of those add-ons, right? Industrial add-ons. The laser base used everything but speed, if I remember correctly. So we'll go ahead and do that. There's an advanced machine frame. That doesn't finish a quest? I thought that would. I thought that's what that quest was, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, I have to make a simple one first. The branch was just funky. Go ahead and make this simple. Now we'll have all three for any requests, any crafts that we need or anything like that. Bam. Okay. Let's see. What else? Laser drills. We need to make an ore laser base. We're definitely going to get into that. And then an ether gas bucket. Man, and before I can get the ether gas bucket one and get these things, I can't. Okay. All right. Nothing too crazy. Let's go ahead and get Wither Milker back out. I love the name of that. Wither Milker, and upgrade this bad boy. I don't know if it actually does anything, but it makes it faster, I guess. And then we can go ahead and get out of here and throw this back into the system. Cool. So now we have ether gas going, and we still don't have a bucket of it. I'm curious to see, are we actually gaining some? Does it not work if I have it in here? Do I actually need to have the hyperbox placed in the world? Because we have not moved from 0.745. So if I do have to have it. It doesn't work if it's stored in my system. Interesting. Okay. We can just go ahead and, I mean, this can go, honestly, it can go anywhere in the world. It doesn't really matter because we'll probably not need to access it for very long time. So we can just go ahead and shove that right there, out of the way, but accessible still. And now we are getting stuff. So don't shove it into your system. It technically is another dimension, but I guess it's not active until you place it or something. I don't know. But yeah, look, we're getting essence. We're doing pretty good. Okay. Outside of that, the only other thing I want to do this episode is go ahead and collect all of these quests, because as you can see, there's quite a few, and I'd like to see what we can get out of them. So let's go ahead and hit the magic button and see what we get. Okay. And let's hit the magic button again, because we get more quests for doing the thing. Loot reward, though it didn't do me anything. Maybe I have to have an open slot. Okay, so we got another star. Yay, potion of swiftness, advanced machine from iron ore, netherrack, snow block, flux plug, flux point, potion of swiftness, upgrade base, copper upgrade, glyph of explosion. I could probably just teach myself that, but whatever. At this point, I just shoved it into the system. All the essences, draconium from draconic evolution, which is great. We'll get into that. We got some latex. We got plastic. Pink slime, 14 buckets, some meat, some nitro, red zirconium gem storage. I don't know what those are for. Wither skulls, dielectric casings, nothing else too ridiculously crazy. Ancient debris, universal cables. It was mentioned to me that if I slow down my cobble gen over here, I probably won't have as much issue with this, which, I mean, is a fair and valid statement. If I go ahead and slow this down, I won't have to worry about so much coming in. And actually, that works perfectly. Yeah. So I think we're pretty good. Now this one, the tier 1, I'd like to see where could I cap this out. This is tier 4, and that one's not going to be efficient. But let's see what if I get a tier 2. I'd like it to match. Like, I want it to be like perfectly balanced. So let's do tier 3 maybe, if that's possible. Like 1-to-1, that'd be cool. Tier 3. I just don't want a net gain. And then this is tier 4. Let's just swap those two really quick and see if I start gaining on cobblestone, I know it's not going to work. But if I don't gain on the cobblestone, I'm okay. I'm pretty stabilized here at tier 4. That's going to get me that the fastest that it possibly can. It's still a net loss ultimately, but the tier 5 is a complete net loss or net gain on the cobble. So, okay. And now we have blaze rods just infinitely coming into our system. I already have blaze rods in a drawer, if I remember correctly, so I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, okay, cool. So what that means, next episode, we are going to work on getting ourselves into all the modium. I can't clear the nitro crystal from my to-do list. I can't clear anything from my to-do list right now, actually. What is going on? I can't hit recipes. Something funky just happened. I can't do anything, guys. I can't hit any buttons. I can't do anything. I'm going to have to reload the world. That's lovely. Let's go ahead and throw these 64 levels of experience into here, though. Anyway, yeah, next episode, we're going to start working on getting ourselves into all the modium and seeing what that's going to take. I know that we needed to get to something, industrial foregoing for sure. And there was another thing that we needed to get going in order to get there. But yeah, anyway, if you enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it, and it really does help out the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. We will see you in the next one. Have a good one.